The GUSD leadership wants to return students and teachers to classrooms. Many parents want their kids to return, and some teachers also want to return. The district has said it's ready to open its doors, so why not do so? Let's consider the issue of transparency as it relates to reopening our schools safely. Transparency, when it applies to a government agency such as the GUSD, means that that institution puts out in the open all of its records and plans for everyone to see. Doing so garners trust in that institution's plans and motives. And when we all trust each other, we all work for the collective good. Let's examine the current level of transparency in the GUSD. First, there is the issue of data. The GUSD has said that it would regularly solicit feedback from all stakeholders about the current distance learning instructional program and use this feedback to regularly evaluate the instructional program and to negotiate adjustments to video conferencing expectations and instructional schedules. Yes, the GUSD did solicit feedback from its stakeholders, parents, students, and educators, back in late September. But they only recently shared that data with the principals. Some teachers received access to that data because they asked for it. At other school sites, the administration shared a link to the data. As of November 6th, the data from these surveys has yet to be shared with parents of our students. The GTA also surveyed teachers, but unlike the GUSD, it released its data publicly on its website in the same month in which it surveyed its members. Here's another example of limited transparency. Because the GUSD was going to be required to, by law, the GUSD recently published an online dashboard of positive COVID cases on GUSD campuses, more than 2 months after many elementary schools opened up with the learning pods and began reporting staff and students testing positive for COVID. When pressed to release more data at that time, the GUSD demurred, saying they didn't want to alarm the community if someone tested positive in a pod. The current dashboard includes the number of students who have been quarantined on each campus, but not how long they were quarantined, which makes one wonder if GUSD is following the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health's decision pathways, which require lengthy 14-day quarantines for every member of a pod when a student shows symptoms of COVID-19, even if their test results are negative. Is this happening? The district's claim that there has been no COVID transmission on campus is also misleading. The truth is that there is no known transmission. Did the district require testing for all members of the pods over a duration of 14 days? And how is our superintendent being transparent and honest with our entire community when she emails all parents saying that the teachers union has no interest in returning students to campus? Not only is that a falsehood, it serves a political purpose of scapegoating our teachers for demanding a safe return to campus and provokes unnecessary tension between parents and teachers. Not only is her messaging not transparent, it is inaccurate. Finally, how can the GUSD say they are transparent when the leadership of the union that represents more than 1,250 of Glendale Unified's educators finds out what the district wants to do only once the GUSD has already implemented its plans? For example, we all know that getting kids outside doing sports again is a good thing if done safely. However, the law says that the conditions under which that should happen is supposed to be negotiated between the school district and the teachers union. Yet the school district returned athletes and coaches for in-person conditioning on school campuses with no prior notice given to the union and no outreach for negotiating the conditions under which athletic conditioning occurs. Transparency requires that the GUSD negotiate what it is required to negotiate and to maintain an open dialogue with the teachers union. as so many other neighboring school districts do. The concerns of the parents who want their children back in classrooms and the desires of our teachers who wish to return to in-person instruction are understandable. However, the GUSD seems intent on returning children and their teachers to in-person instruction, even when the prevailing COVID rates indicate that doing so becomes more risky with each passing day. So let's be transparent about the feasibility of any plan right now that places the expediency of getting kids and adults back on campuses when our health and the health of our families is at stake.